It's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and it's a terrible thing having a holiday like Thanksgiving in America in 2025, which historical stuff aside, inaccuracies aside, propaganda aside, it is a time when families come together and having to do that this year, the day after the shooting of two young National Guard members in Washington, D.C., in this political environment and with the things that this president has been doing for the last 10 months and how divided this country is, the things that really actually matter about that is that a young 20-year-old woman from West Virginia lost her life. And another young man from West Virginia is still in critical condition and is still fighting for his life. Everything else is just bullshit. But that's what our country is now. That's what our country is these days for these last 10 months. It's just bullshit. 10 years. Everything's just bullshit. It's incredibly dangerous and harmful, but it's all just bullshit. And one of the things that I'm, you know, it's just day after day after day of that. Just, you just feel your heart sink. You feel that pain in your chest. You feel that pit in your stomach because of the things that keep happening in this country. All of the horrific things that we have witnessed and all of the horrific stories that we have heard this year, all of this year. And it's just day after day after day after day. And it's hard not to ignore it. It's hard not to minimize things for your own mental well being and your own mental health. It's really challenging. And I'm not even someone who has experienced any direct consequences of any of this shit yet. um, and then we have TikTok and we have Facebook and we have Twitter and we have Blue Sky and we have YouTube and social media. And on the one hand, it's like, if you can find valuable, trusted sources for news and information, those are great resources. But those companies and their algorithms have, over the same period of time, if not longer, also done just incredible damage to people in this country. Facebook to older people, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok to younger people. I mean, it's like we hear all this bullshit about the male loneliness epidemic. It's the male algorithm epidemic. The algorithms that these companies use, now it's like we have an entire generation of men under 30 who are addicted to pornography, gaming, gambling online through apps like FanDuel and whatever the other one is, DraftKings. I heard a stat yesterday that 50% of people in this country under the age of 30 are using those apps and gambling. And, but they're all making a choice. All these little fucking red-pilled men are making a choice to be who they are being, despite what the algorithms are doing to them. They're making a choice to be horrible, terrible, misogynistic people and hate women. Um, and then we see what social media does in an environment of the immediate aftermath of this shooting. in Washington, D.C., of these two young National Guard troops. And it's just like, you get to turn on whatever app is your preference, and you see the absolute stupidest fucking people in this country who are also full of full-throated, full-chest confidence in what they are saying come on and say the most horrific shit you've ever heard in your entire life. And blame this side or blame that side, and the shooter came in under Biden. The shooter got his asylum claim approved by Trump. Whatever. There's plenty of fodder for people ammo for people on both sides to use in that argument. But then the argument becomes about that, The argument and the dialogue becomes about that. And the two young people who were shot get lost in the shuffle, including that young woman who lost her life the day before Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, a holiday when families come together. I often say that the empty barrel makes the most noise, and I think that is such an apt description of Donald Trump and his supporters, because goddamn, they are the dumbest people that this country has ever been saddled with. They are so incredibly dumb and overflowing with hate. And that hate, again, is a product of algorithms on social media, but it's also a product of the First Amendment and right-wing media over the last 25 or 30 years. Next year will be the 30th anniversary of when Fox News first went on the air. Before that, we had Rush Limbaugh. And, you add a layer of these white Christian nationalist preachers or whatever who now have podcasts and shit. Who are preaching hatred of women and hatred of the left and racism and bigotry and homophobia and transphobia and misogyny in the name of Jesus, and wanting to get back to, because, it's Make America Great Again, an all-white, male-dominated, patriarchal, theocratic dictator structure for the United States of America. It's like they think we're all just going to go along with that. Why wouldn't they? We're all going along with this. Not enough of us are putting our actual bodies on the line, myself included. Thanksgiving, things to be grateful for. I'm grateful that Donald Trump is 79 and not 49. I'm grateful that his physical, mental, and cognitive health are failing and are in rapid decline. I'm grateful that he can barely walk. Have you seen him walk lately? He can barely fucking walk. He can barely walk. But he's still in the office. And, I just remember back to the Charlie Sykes days of the Bulwark Daily podcast, and he frequently used to refer to Trump as a clown with a flamethrower. He's an absolute fucking clown, and their incompetence has saved us from a lot of grief this year, but he still has a flamethrower, and you can do a lot of damage with a flamethrower. But social media, their algorithms, and right-wing media controlled by billionaires, I don't know that we survive those things, even after Donald Trump is gone. I don't know that we survive these things. I don't know how.